Welcome everyone to week 2 of Kinesiology 745 Assessment in Physical Education. And I want to provide some course related information this week and clarify some confusing expectations that occurred last week. Now, I was in error for making the incorrect assumption that this was not your first course in the program. And because of that assumption, things such as assignment submission due dates were not clearly articulated, but this was entirely my fault, so I do apologize for this. There will not be any late penalty points being deducted from assignments for last week. Now, let me provide some additional information and hopefully clear up some of the confusion for you. First of all, each week, the new course information will be opened up on Monday morning, and all regular assignments and tests will be due on Sunday evenings at 11:55 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So you do have the entire week to work on any course assignments. Those are the general course assignments, and prepare for the test. And so you have all week to do that. For regular course assignments, there is a 25% point deduction for each day that it is late. So Monday, it'll be 25% point deduction applied to it. And after 4 days of being late, an assignment will not be accepted. So be sure you make a note of when the regular assignments are due, and this is listed in the course syllabus. Now, for any threaded discussions and for the issues and assessment assignments, these are a bit different. For these types of assignments, there are two parts. Part one is your initial response or initial submission to the question or information presented. And this response or reflection to the actual assignment is going to be due on Tuesday of each week by 11:55 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Part two includes your response or responses to two of your classmates, and these are due no later than Thursday of each week by 11:55 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Now, in the past, most students delayed logging into Moodle until the weekend, and this prevented other students from being able to respond to posts or initial posts during the week. And therefore, the weekly submissions have been created to not only facilitate discussion, but also keep you accountable and make sure that other students who are kind of working during the week have the opportunity to complete assignments and reflections without being delayed until the weekend. Now, here's a part that may be confusing. Looking at, let's say, for example, the issues in assessment assignments. Now, you do not need to have the full, complete assignment ready to submit in the threaded discussion by Tuesday. The assignment submission is actually not due until Sunday for these. So for threaded discussion purposes, you can simply provide a reflection that summarizes your point of view. So as you take a look at the issues in assessment assignment, for threaded discussion purposes, just provide your thoughts and feelings just so someone has something to respond to. This gives you more time to actually formulate a clear, comprehensive, and complete reflection that you're going to submit at the end of the week by Sunday. Now, I hope that makes sense and clears up some confusion with the assignment expectations. I know many of you were thinking that you had to have the assignment completed for the threaded discussion, but then there was some confusion as to when the assignment was actually going to be submitted in the end. So the threaded discussion is something separate. Just respond to the threaded discussion, but complete your final assignment and submit that by Sunday. So this week, what I want you to do is read chapters 3 and 4 of the textbook. And this covers statistics as they relate to assessment and criteria for test selection. And this is some important information throughout this course for developing any form of assessment, which covers validity, reliability, and objectivity. Now, test 2 will also cover these chapters 3 and 4. And for the test, they'll all pretty much follow the same format. You'll have 60 minutes to complete the test, and you'll only have one attempt to do so. And you'll hear me say this over and over again. When you plan to complete the test, be sure you do have a reliable internet connection and you do have 60 minutes of uninterrupted time, because retakes or makeup tests are not allowed. Also, this week, the issues in assessment number 1 assignment is due. And there are actually three submissions for this assignment. We have, as I mentioned before, your initial assignment posting to the threaded discussion forum, which is due on Tuesday. And then you have your threaded discussion responses to 2 of your classmates, which are due by Thursday. Now, let me mention the expectation about your initial response to the threaded discussion. As I mentioned before, threaded discussion responses are not required to follow APA formatting, and you do not need to have a cover page. You don't need to include citations. You don't need to double space your writings or things of that nature. You can simply type in your reflection into the box within Moodle. Now, I will not be too critical of spelling and grammatical errors because of this within your threaded discussion, but that's also not a reason to be unprofessional in your writing. Your final paper for the issues and assessment assignment must follow APA formatting guidelines. And there are a couple of APA resources listed in Moodle. And if you don't have the most recent edition of the APA manual, I would suggest purchasing that because that will be beneficial for you throughout the entire master's program. So be sure you follow the guidelines and view the rubrics for all the assignments. Now, lastly, take a look at the videos I have posted for completing the data analysis project. There are several steps for this assignment, and each step will vary in complexity and the time it will take you to complete it. You may want to get a jump start on this to avoid any delays and prevent the unexpected issues from causing you to submit this late. Now, there are videos that are only a component of the assignment. Also, take a look at the written guidelines that I have posted there for you as well, because there are some additional expectations within those. So I hope this provides more clarification on assignment posting and the due dates and those expectations. And as usual, if there are ever any questions, please do not hesitate to contact me. That's what I'm here for. Don't think you're bothering me or hounding me with multiple questions. I would prefer that you ask questions as opposed to just submitting something and guessing and hoping that it's done correctly. Take care, and I will see you online.